Good. Want to make sure these all work.
I know, I did.
Wait, and Dad, get off the phone. I wish we could get to 4:53 so the lights would go on for them. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to wait. I mean, we'll be on a week's back, but it'd be funny if they were standing out there and the lights came on.
I gotta tell you, that script was pretty good.
What? The script?
Yeah.
I do that every week.
I don't have to do nothing.
That's right. That's an expanded one, because a lot of, on mine, I'll say, next is application such and such, and I'll just put a couple words, dot, 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 because I'm gonna.
Yeah, you know what it is, yeah.
Yeah. But, I said, let me just. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Virginia Harger, Chairperson of the Shelton Planning and Zoning Commission. Today is Tuesday, November 24th, and the special meeting of the Shelton Planning and Zoning Commission is hereby called to order at 4:35 p.m. Protocol for this afternoon's meeting was previously reviewed by Corporation Counsel, who indicated that it is compliant with the executive orders issued by the governor and fair for those attending in person or watching from a remote location. Just a reminder that all commissioners, staff, and others in the auditorium attending today's meeting in person need to wear masks that cover the nose and mouth throughout the meeting, even when speaking. Their cooperation is appreciated. Would everyone present in the auditorium please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I invite all who are participating remotely to do the same. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh. Thank you. We'll begin with a roll call. When your name is called, please verbally indicate that you are present, and I'll begin with those who are participating remotely. Commissioner Parkins? Present. Commissioner Tickey?
Here.
And I'll continue with those who are in the auditorium. Commissioner Kelly?
Present.
Commissioner Motto? Myself, Commissioner Harger. Mr. Rossetti, our administrator. Mr. O'Neill, our assistant administrator. Mr. Nappy, our downtown projects coordinator.
Here.
And Ms. Bernassos, our recording secretary.
Here.
And for the record, Commissioner Radomski and alternate Commissioners Laskos and Usel, and our consultant, Mr. Panico, are able to participate in today's meeting. Couple points before continuing with this afternoon's agenda. This is the Commission's 22nd meeting being done via a live streaming process. Commissioners participating in person and remotely will be able to make comments throughout the meeting so that we're not all talking across each other and our recording secretary is clear as to who is speaking. Commissioners are asked to please say Madam Chair and then your name. As soon as the chair recognizes you, you are free to speak. Please be aware that you may hear an echo. Commissioners participating remotely are asked to be aware and remember that microphones on computers will pick up ambient sounds, which will be heard in the auditorium throughout the PA system, including movement of papers, phones ringing, and conversations if others are in the room. So if at all possible and you have the ability to do so, please mute the audio on the computer. We'll move on to agenda item 4, applications for certificates of zoning compliance. The first 5 items are applications for signs that were reviewed by the zoning subcommittee. Commissioner Amato, as chair of the zoning subcommittee, would you report on each? And Mr. O'Neill, if you have any other information, please feel free to chime in. We'll begin first with application 4538, CRI, at 7 Ford Avenue. This application was tabled at our October 14th meeting due to the applicant referring to an entrance in the back corner and what signage would be used there. I requested explicit diagrams of sign locations and photos showing the entrances. So, Commissioner Amato, what do you have to share with us?
They went back to Friday, Mark Wadowski and Ruth Parkins and I, together with Josh, our administrator, and, first application. Okay. On this application for the CRI community residences, we came back with an altered proposal, which we have accepted basically with a minor change. The main sign is going to go on the building, replacing a sign that's already there for IGI. And just a wording change, which Ruth has suggested, change the, where it says continue to adult daycare, change that continue to entrance. And the other sign is, it's just the, monument sign, which is fine, and the third sign is just on the door. It's allowed use just on the entry door.
Mm-hmm.
Agree with those changes.
Okay, so that's a recommendation from the zoning subcommittee for approval on all those. Mr. O'Neill, do you have anything to add?
No, that was it. So the clarification on the rear entrance, so that the wording is changed to give people a better idea that the rear entrance for the adult program is in the back where they'll have the door decal, the window sticker.
Okay. Do any commissioners participating remotely have any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, just to make it clear that it is the sign on the building that the wording is recommended to be changed from continue to be replaced with entrance to.
Yeah, I had noted that, Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Very good. Commissioner Kelly, do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Is there any commissioner that would like to make a motion to approve application 4538 with the changes recommended by the zoning subcommittee?
I'll make the motion.
There's a motion from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Commissioner Ticky will second.
Thank you, Commissioner Tiggy. On a roll call, Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Motion is passed 5-0. Next on the agenda is application 4565, and it is Avery Gall, 350 Bridgeport Avenue, Unit 6. This application was also on the October 14th agenda, and the monument sign was approved. The commission requested that the applicant resubmit a design for the wall sign above the doorway. Commissioner Amato, was there a new sign, wall sign submitted, or do you have other information?
This is for Rainey's Bakery.
Yes, Rainey's Bakery.
Yeah, so we did look at what they had proposed for the monument sign. But the wall sign is, hot pink with black lettering, but regs require that it be, complementary to the rest of the building. We thought that was too much, and I think, Josh, did you speak to Gaston already?
So the zoning subcommittee requested that Mr. O'Neill speak to the applicant?
Right, so we reviewed the sign during the sign committee meeting. The concerns were expressed over, the wording of the regulations for it having to be uniform with the rest of the signs. The committee didn't feel that the sign was, qualified as uniform. And it was relayed to the applicant that, they should just come back with a redesign, more in line with the other signs in the development. So they're not coming back. They're going to come back with a new sign proposal. So we recommend that table the application for this week.
Okay, so that redesign has not been submitted yet. So is there a motion to table application 4565? Motion from Commissioner Amato. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Kelly. Before we take a roll call vote, Commissioners Ticky and Parkins, did you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Commissioner Parkins, I'm just curious as to whether we're approving the monument sign, or did we already do that?
It had been approved my notes say
Okay.
that approved previously.
Okay, it's just the wall sign that we're tabling. Okay, thank you. No other
Yeah.
questions.
Okay,
This is Commissioner Ticky. I have no further questions on that.
thank you. Yeah, my notes have it that, the monument sign was approved on October 14th, but not the, wall sign. All right, so this is, just a motion to, table the portion of application 4565 having to do with the, wall sign above the doorway. It was made by Commissioner Amato, seconded by Commissioner Kelly, and on a roll call vote, Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Motion to table is passed 5-0. Next is application 4600, Archer Signs, 7 Trap Falls Road. This application for a new monument sign for Ravis Real Estate was on the October 14th agenda as well. It was tabled as there was a question as to, I believe, whether or not the monument sign redesign conformed to P&Z regulations. And Commissioner Amato, I think you have an update for us?
Yeah, we like the overall design of this sign, but for our usual, request, we wanted the address to be at the top of the sign instead of at the bottom of the lettering on the sign. And Josh pointed out to us that our regs don't really specify that, requirement, so I think we should perhaps address an update to those, specifications in our regulations. But at any rate, we asked Josh to let the applicant know that that's what we all would prefer to have.
Okay, Mr. Vassar, you're here from Archer Signs?
I am here from Archer Signs, Brian Vassar.
Okay, and what can you tell us?
Well, I took that request back to, William Ravis, and they respectfully asked that it remain at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how do our commissioners participating remotely have a visual of the, signage from the October 14th meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Commissioners, you have that available to view?
Yes.
Okay, so, Commissioner Amato, Commissioner Kelly, what's your feelings on, leaving the, design as submitted by the applicant?
If there's no zoning reg,
Mm-hmm,
you can't actually force it,
that's right.
so, you know,
Yeah.
we might as well do it is.
Mm-hmm. Tell you the truth, I think it's a very balanced sign. It's, I don't know how that started with putting the street number at the top or the street address, but this does seem to be appropriate for this particular, sign request. Commissioner Amato, do you have any comments, questions, or concerns about this?
Well, I was hoping that the applicant would just agree, based on our request, that they follow with what we prefer,
Mm-hmm.
and, I guess they're not do that, but I just say, if we want to have a consistent approach to these issues, we need to change our regs.
Correct.
Yes, and if regulations, the commission feels, we could discuss it at a upcoming meeting. If the commission feels that it is important that we update this portion of our zoning regs to stipulate that a street address has to be at the top, then, we would have to have those new regulations drafted and a public hearing held on them. You know, it's almost like that we really probably should take this on a case-by-case basis. There are some signage that lends itself, as this one for Ravis. I think one of the things that we've always tried to be concerned about is that the address be visible for, emergency access by emergency personnel and just from people having to, find it. I think it's, this particular sign is a good improvement over what currently is there, the existing monument sign. So, while I would like to see consistency, I think that in this case, we could deviate from that. So is there any, other questions, comments, or concerns from the commission?
This is Commissioner Parkins. It is unfortunate that they're really digging in their heels on this, so I would assume that perhaps the sign has already been designed. We have requested other applicants, even though it's not in the regulations, to do so, and they've been very amenable to that. So why these particular folks are being so disagreeable with it. But the fact that it's not in our regulations, we certainly not going to get sued over something as silly as this. So, I think we have to let it go and look to change the regs.
That's right. Yeah, at this point in time, there isn't really anything that we could do. Anybody from staff have any comments on this? Oh, okay. All right. So is there any commissioner that would like to make a motion on this particular application?
So moved.
There's a motion from Commissioner Kelly for which action? Approve, deny, table?
To approve the sign itself,
A
yeah.
motion to approve?
Yes.
Okay, there's a motion to approve from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second from Commissioner Amato. A roll call vote, Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The motion is passed 5-0. All right, next is application 40.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Mr. Vassar. Next is application 4590, Agnoli Sign Company, 898 Bridgeport Avenue. This is an application for an additional sign for Starbucks on the Stop and Shop facade. It was also on the October 14th agenda and tabled. Commissioner Amato, what was the results of the review?
Yeah, we all approved this sign without any reason not to, and hopefully the people that know there's Starbucks inside.
Okay, it's, is it replacing some other wording on there with just, there was a space and that's what they chose?
It was just a space.
Okay. All right, it is balanced. It's, I don't think it's gonna be, an unreasonable, addition to the particular facade. So, any, commissioners participating remotely have any comments, questions, or concerns about this particular application?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I
And
don't have any
Commissioner,
questions.
thank you, Commissioner Hickey.
No.
Commissioner Kelly, you're good? All right, does any commissioner want to make a motion on this particular application?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, there's a motion to approve from Commissioner Amato. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Kelly. A roll call vote. Commissioner Hickey.
Aye.
Commissioner Amato.
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Motion is passed 5-0.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Our last sign is application 4667, AJ Grasso, Beard Sawmill Road. Mr. Grasso, you present to present? I think you're good now. Something about the button.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
AJ Grasso, 14 Riverville Court, Shelton. Did you have any questions in regards to the sign? Have you seen
Why don't
the
you,
sign?
go over what you present proposal?
We did review it,
Okay.
Yeah.
design committee, and we were in agreement with it.
Okay.
Okay. just, so that it gets on the record.
If you would.
What was that you said, Commissioner Motto?
Number on top, we have that.
The overall design is fine, so the red brick color that's depicted on the, posts is gonna match the retaining wall, it's not gonna be that color.
Mm-hmm.
And then the number 60 for the address will be in white at the top of the sign.
Don't mind.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, so part of the application was a picture that showed the stone wall taken from the street. And then there were two other visuals, depictions of the monument sign. So the red brick, it will match it will not be red brick, but it's gonna match the gray stone. And, the street number is going to be added to the top of the sign. What about illumination on this, Mr. Grasso? Anything?
It will be lit, yes.
How though, is it internal or is this a
From the ground,
spotlight?
yes.
Okay. Any, questions from any commissioners participating remotely? Commissioner Parkins, Commissioner Ticky?
No, Madam Chair.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, Commissioner Kelly?
No.
Okay, is there any commissioner that would like to make a motion on this particular application?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, there's a motion to approve from Commissioner Amato. Is there a second? Second from Commissioner Kelly. And on a roll call, Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Motion is passed 5-0.
Thank you, and have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Mr. Grasso, and all your associates. Okay, our final, application for certificate of zoning compliance is application 4608, Jose Fernandez, 47 Long Meadow Road for an in-law apartment. Mr. O'Neill, do you have an update on this?
So the applicant was requested to provide, an updated, architectural layout showing the elevations of the design of the house as well as a detailed floor plan. They're still working on that with their architects, so I recommend that the commission table it until we have that information.
Okay, was it brought to their attention, the concerns from Mr. Panico, that the entrance to the, in-law apartment not be on the front of the, building?
Yep, that was relayed to the applicant. They've agreed to, they have no problem with putting the door on the side.
Okay.
Just having the, two or three windows on the front there.
Okay. So, is there a motion to table from any of the commissioners? Okay, there's a motion to table from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Commissioner Ticky will second.
Commissioner Ticky seconds, and on a roll call, Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly? And the chair votes aye. Motion to table passed 5-0. All right, going on to new business, our first agenda item is application 20-23, Daybreak Ridge Key Development LLC at 85-97 River Road. A petition for modification of a special exception, application 19-06, for 34 townhouse units in an R3 zone for an additional 2 units in Building D for a total of 36 units. What we're doing today is accepting and setting a public hearing. So, is there a motion to accept application 2023, and Mr. Rossetti, public hearing date, do you have in mind?
You can do that first.
You don't have a date yet?
No, I do, but you gotta accept it first.
Oh, we do that usually all together.
Yes. The recommended, public hearing date would be December 23rd.
12/23?
If or, the other option is the 16th.
Yeah, I would back it up to the 16th.
Okay.
That's tentative, that would be tentative on the 16th until you could confirm a meeting location?
I have already confirmed that this room is available at 4:30 on the 16th and the 23rd.
Okay.
I don't think we want to meet on the 23rd.
I can't hear you.
No, we don't want to meet on the 23rd.
No. All right, so is there a motion to, Commissioner Kelly, you were making a motion to accept, and would that include a public hearing date of 12/16?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so the motion to accept from Commissioner Kelly set a public hearing date of 12/16 from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Second?
Commissioner Ticky, I'll second.
Okay, there's a second from Commissioner Ticky, and on the motion to accept in public hearing date of 12/16, Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
12/16. Commissioner Amato, you said aye?
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner, Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So we will have that on the agenda. Motion is passed for December 16th. Next agenda item is application 20-24, Wesley Heights subdivision. Dominic Thomas for United Methodist Church at 580 Long Hill Avenue for a subdivision of PDD number 26 from 1 to 3 lots. You need to first accept for review. Is there a motion to accept application 20-24? There's a motion from Commissioner Kelly to accept. Is there a second?
Second?
Second from Commissioner Amato. And on a roll call, Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky.
Aye.
Commissioner Amato. And the chair votes aye. So Attorney Thomas, you're here representing the applicant?
Yes, Attorney Dominic Thomas, Colin Thomas, 50 Main Street, Government Connecticut, representing the applicant. And I do have, I submitted a subdivision application on PDD. I have, larger pictures of the colored up version, so you can see it better. Which is up on the screen.
Right.
I can get it separate.
So this parcel is the parcel that the majority of the buildings are on, right?
Yeah, well, this is the, where they, as you can see, where the, buildings are located, this is, part of PDD 26. We're simply dividing it, as you can see, into 3 parcels. I color-coded it so you can see it easier. And the purpose of this, right up front, I'll state it, is, Wesley Heights Inc. will be entering into a financing with HUD. And in order to do that, they do not want to encumber the entire piece of property. And this came up as an issue prior in the past with respect to Crosby Commons. And back about 8-9 years ago, we did a lot line adjustment to address that issue. So this is a subdivision, being 3 parcels. If you look at them, the parcel in yellow is the parcel with all the buildings, parcel B, and it has all the buildings and everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
The parcel in blue, which is 21 some odd acres, if you may not be able to read what it says in the little box, but that parcel is subject to a development rights restriction or sale, conveyance to the city of Shelton. So this parcel over here, everything on this parcel, as it says in there, to the east of the transmission line is subject to a restriction. It can't be developed. In accordance with that property, it's subject to the actions of the city of Shelton. So the only piece that the clients did not want into the HUD thing is this small pink piece here that you see here, which would allow some flexibility, whether that flexibility was have something other on it that's not encumbered by the HUD mortgage, or to, add it to, other parcels, this parcel in the front, not part of this subdivision, it's Bishop Wiki. So, and that's the flexibility. It's mainly for financing, and it's mainly so that when the financing comes through over the yellow, it is the HUD mortgage will just encumber it. I will report that I did, after filing it, have conversations with, Mr. Panico, had no issues with it at all, because we're not doing anything, you know, for the purpose of future development, except for the potential of the tiny pink area. The blue area is already, the development rights have already been sold. I'm here to answer any questions. David Wallace, from, Wesley Heights Inc., is also here to answer the questions.
Okay, do any commissioners, participating remotely have any questions, first of all?
This is Commissioner Parkins. So the line was cutting out a little bit. I'm not sure if it was my phone or if the other commissioner online was having difficulty. So the blue parcel, I am looking at the map, the blue parcel is going to include the road so that there's no landlocked issues created by this, correct? And the blue parcel also, as I understand it, cannot be developed because the city of Shelton has the development rights to it?
Correct.
Okay. No, I have no further questions.
Okay, Commissioner Dickey, do you have any questions on this?
No, I have no further questions. The line was cutting out a bit, so that clarifies it. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner, Kelly?
Just one question. The blue part cannot be developed, am I correct?
Right, it's subject to a,
All right, so while you're subdividing it, is, so the mortgage or whatever doesn't encompass that area.
correct.
And that would leave the, city of Bridgeport, the city of Shelton off the hook as far as that.
Well, the city of Shelton wouldn't be on the hook anyway, even if that was included in the mortgage. The city of Shelton doesn't own the property. The city of Shelton, there was a document at volume 441, 187, in which the development rights were conveyed, transferred for some reason to the, you know, just the development rights.
All right, the only question I have then is that, why isn't it included for the, covenants on the, mortgage?
Because the HUD mortgage is addressing the uses that are in here, so we want to keep it to the yellow and not onto that, okay? And, what you're doing is you're encumbering property, it's still owned. So, for example, let me give you an example. The fact that its development rights have been sold doesn't mean it's valueless. So, for example, let's say you were going to do something along here that was related in the pink area, and you wanted to go get financing for that, you could include the blue part, the value of the blue parcel in the thing. If you had a mortgage over from HUD, it would remove any value over it. So it is, you know, it creates the financing, but it doesn't relate to development back there. It relates to simply value. And, you know, and the HUD financing is like a 35-year financing. So you're locking it up for a long time. And if anybody has tried to get a partial release from a mortgage company, I have a better chance of being 6'8" than you do getting a partial release from a mortgage company.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Amato, do you have a question?
Yeah, the pink portion, it looks like that would not be buildable in and of itself, but only or attached to the properties or
Well,
to either side of it?
it looks tiny because of the way the map is, and it is relatively small. But theoretically, you could put, small office buildings in there related to the entire operation and come back with you. But certainly, yes, it has a greater value to connect to something, potentially to connect to Bishop Wiki, if that were to be the case, and then not have to wait till I get a partial release. But it also has some potential use, for, buildings related to the administration of the operation.
So that's why you want to leave it off?
We want to leave it because then you'd have to get a partial release from HUD.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, any further questions from any of the commissioners? Staff, any comments, questions, or
I have
concerns?
a clarification, Madam Chair.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Nappy.
Mr. Thomas, the community building, that's a separate parcel than these? I don't see it listed on it.
It's up here, it's a totally separate parcel.
So it's a separate parcel, not included in any of these?
Not included in this one.
Okay, thank you. But they have to go through the development rights. in order to access that?
No, the community building's over here. It's out on
It's up on top.
the left.
Over here.
I thought it was set back.
I don't,
No,
I didn't do it.
it's the corner lot.
Oh, I thought it was set back.
No,
Okay.
it's right there.
Yeah.
In that area.
Thank you.
Okay, unless somebody has any, further questions for Attorney Thomas, is, there a commissioner that would like to make a motion on this particular application?
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
Okay, there's a motion to approve from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Amato. On the motion to approve, Commissioner Amato?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
And chair votes aye, motion has passed 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Have a good holiday.
You too.
I may be able to provide you with leftovers because before the COVID crash, at Stone Garden Farm in Shelton, I had to order my turkey back in August, and I ordered an 18-pounder, and we only have 4 people, so
Oh, gee.
happy Thanksgiving.
Don't try to make up for it.
Maybe you would get that.
Okay.
But
Our last, new business, agenda item is application 20-26, PDD number 52A, David Kremberg for Outback Steakhouse, 698 Bridgeport Avenue, for minor modification of a PDD to include an outdoor patio. First thing we have to do is accept for review. Is there a motion to accept 2026?
so,
There's a motion to, accept from Commissioner Kelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Amato, and on a roll call, Commissioner Kelly,
aye.
Commissioner Parkins,
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky,
Aye.
Commissioner Amato,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Motion to accept is approved, is passed 5-0. So will the applicant please identify yourself for the record and give us the points of this?
Yes, I'm David Cronborg, I'm the partner at the Outback.
Yeah.
David Cronborg, I'm the partner at the Outback in Shelton. What we're looking to do is try and build a patio in the back of the building,
Mm-hmm.
which is approximately 15 feet wide and 90 feet long. And we're gonna have approximately 15 tables out there that are, COVID friendly.
Mm-hmm. What's the size, the overall size of the building? Is it pretty much 90?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it looks,
It's about 3/4 of the length of the building.
okay. All right. And, has this have to go by the fire marshal for any?
He's already approved.
Okay, so we have that. Does the city engineer have to weigh in at all, Mr. Rossetti?
This is in the front.
It's in the back of the
In
building.
the back?
Back.
Yeah. No, okay, so fire marshal has approved this. What's the, materials that you're
It's
using?
gonna be cement,
Cement base,
correct.
okay, and what about the boundaries of it? What's it gonna be enclosed?
There's gonna be metal fencing going all the way around.
What kind of fencing?
Metal fencing going
metal?
all the way around.
Okay,
That's compliant with the liquor commission.
all right. Are you talking about the metal fencing,
It's gotta be 53 inches high.
okay?
The area that's gonna be furthest away from the building is gonna be a little bit higher because of the rock wall.
Mm-hmm,
James Blakeman is gonna be doing the work on it.
mm-hmm,
He's my landlord for the property.
right,
So basically, one end of it's gonna be, it's gonna be more solid, because it's facing the dumpster area,
mm-hmm,
and we don't really want people looking at that.
right.
And then the other end of it will be an, emergency exit.
Okay, so you're gonna use the fencing itself to screen the view to the dumpster,
Correct.
okay? What about access to the patio? Is it only gonna be,
Only from inside the building.
okay? And what are you gonna have, just like one single door?
There's a door already there, that's an
Mhm.
emergency exit, we would just convert it into a,
Okay.
get in and out.
And then, usually on an exterior patio, we have an out-only kind of gate, is that,
Correct. At the end closest, furthest away from the dumpster.
yeah, on this side,
Correct.
okay? So you got a, gate to go out, okay?
Yes.
All right, so tell you the truth, it's gonna be very similar to what's already up there for Vazzi's.
Very, very similar.
Yeah,
There's a little more round or like moon shaped, ours is gonna be longer.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'll open this up. Any of the commissioners participating remotely have any questions about this?
Commissioner Parkins, when you say metal, are you like talking a chain link fence? Are you talking about a decorative, wrought iron? What kind of gate are you, fencing?
I haven't seen it yet. Blakeman gave me the quote on it. He said it's a very nice fence going on it.
Okay, so, and that should be very similar to what Vazzi's has right now.
Very, very similar.
Yeah,
He built that one.
right, exactly. Thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Parkins, because I was at a loss for wrought iron. I could not think of that. So,
It's gonna be kind of hard to approve something without having confirmation of what is there, except that it's similar with that Vazzi's. I mean, you know, you certainly don't want a, chain link fence to make it feel like you're in a chicken coop, right? So.
absolutely. Well, one of the things we could do is to make the approval contingent on a submission of visuals to staff for, because they know that what we're looking for. Commissioner Ticky, do you have any questions?
As I look at the site plan, I just see that it is close to the existing rock. I know there's a fence out there, but has staff been made aware or taken a look just to make sure that there's no falling rock that would land on the new patio?
Yeah, the staff did go up there and take a look. It is quite a sizable, rock wall that's there. If we want to hold off on this application for tonight, we can get some, better views or some photos of that area, so the commission has a better idea of where exactly the patio is going relative to the entire site. That's it.
We didn't see
When were you hoping
anything.
to have this operational and?
No, I
We're not
didn't,
gonna
I
use it
didn't
in
see
the
any.
winter, it'll just be in the spring.
Not gonna use, oh, okay.
Yeah, we won't be using it in the winter at all, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so there
We
is
just
time.
really wanted it now before, in the spring, I really think we're gonna need it again because of COVID.
Yeah,
It's bad enough now, we need something outside.
yeah.
So the intent is not to use it until spring?
We will not use it
Okay.
in the winter, that was part of
Yeah.
Blakeman's, part of it, he said, unless I don't use it in the winter.
Right, and then, is there gonna be a roof on this, or is it open air?
Open.
Open air, okay. All right, Commissioner Mata, did you have that was the only question you had as to?
Well, yeah, 'cause
That was the only, that's my only question. And if staff could take a look, I'm happy to do whatever the commission does, whether it's a table or approve it conditional that they've just given it a thorough look.
Can I just say something about the rocks?
Go right ahead.
There's been nothing that dropped since they finished the, nursing center on top, and that was all due to the blasting. We've been there 16 years. They're almost 16 years now, we opened in 2006. There's been no rocks that have dropped near the location that we're doing. There's been one rock that dropped, and that was just because they were blasting. There hasn't been anything since.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long already.
2006.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes, I have just one question, I guess. The patio itself, is this going to be a permanent patio, or is it just for COVID?
It's permanent. I've been trying to do this since I opened it. Corporate finally allowed me to because of COVID.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments, questions, or concerns from any of the commissioners? Staff have any comments? Nope. Okay. So, is there any commissioner that would like to make a motion on this particular application with any contingencies?
Yes, I would.
All right, Commissioner Kelly?
Make a contingency on, the staff approval.
Because of the submission of the fencing?
Right.
Okay. Commissioner Kelly's made a motion to approve with the condition that, the fencing to enclose the pad be submitted to staff, for their review. Is there anyone that would like to make a second on that motion?
I would like to second it and just say, time is of the essence in terms of doing anything with concrete, so let them get started.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Mr. Blakeman is gonna do this until the spring anyway.
No, he wants to do it, he said as soon as you approve it, he'll be done with it within 2 weeks.
Oh, he will, okay.
Except for the
Just that.
fencing, because I'm not gonna be opening it until spring.
Right, so he will be building it, but he won't be
As
using
soon
it.
as you approve it, he's gonna start doing it.
Okay. All right, before I take a roll call vote, is any final comments, questions, or concerns from the commission? Okay, so, go ahead, Commissioner Parkin?
The motion's gonna include the material, the type of, gate fencing that's gonna be around it, correct? That staff
Yes, it
will
is.
approve it?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
No
welcome.
further questions.
Okay. Commissioner Kelly?
Right.
Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
Commissioner Matos? Aye. Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, motion passes 5-0. Good luck.
What did you need from me then?
You have to submit a sample of the raw iron, or whatever, to staff,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great holiday.
You too.
To clarify, that does not, you don't have to bring in fencing, you can just bring us the specs and details of the fencing
Mm-hmm.
that are gonna be there. And then once, we review that and we understand what the commission wants, then we'll fill out a permit for you, and then you can go to the building department.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Take care.
So give us a call when you have those details ready.
I can have it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next on the agenda is, other business, and first thing is, discussion of P and Z meeting times. Mr. Rossetti, you have an update on the schedule?
Yes, I do. Let me open up our calendar here. I discussed with the, town clerk's office and other, departments as to their meeting times, et cetera. What it basically all boils down to is that the second Tuesday of the month, third Wednesday, and fourth Wednesday are available meeting times. Our recommendation is that we burn these microphones. Our recommendation is that, we meet on the second Wednesday and, pardon my French, on the second Tuesday and fourth Wednesday of the month. And if need be, we can hold off on the third Wednesdays for any type of special meeting if we get super loaded with work.
But specifically in December.
But specifically in December, that still applies, so that would be December
8th.
8th, and then we just confirmed that you guys would not like to meet 2 days before Christmas. So, it sounds like the 16th would be a better day.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, we will plan on having meetings on December 8th and 16th, assuming the commissioners don't have any issues with that. And then going forward into next year, hard to believe, but we do need to kind of, lock those times in before other departments want to make changes and mess us all up.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's okay with the commission, we'd like to do the second Tuesday and for our quote regular meetings, and reserve the fourth Wednesday for our special meetings. And that's kind of the plan. And then should something crop up, we would likely be able to have meetings on the third Wednesday. And again, we're trying to keep these meetings short. As you can see, it's not even 5:30. We got through this one to keep the city hall employees happy and reduce our COVID.
What time? I assume this is 4:30?
That's correct, 4:30.
Okay, don't we have, to file the, 2021, with the town clerk?
Yes, that's part of the intent for this conversation, is I would like to do that now, as other departments are doing it, and some already have.
Right.
So what days are we talking about in January?
Second Tuesday, fourth Wednesday,
Which is the 12th and the 27th?
yeah. Mr. Rizzo, why don't you pull up your, come up with a list for the whole year, email it to me,
You're gonna email a schedule?
and then, after scan it, then we'll share it with the rest of the commission.
gonna email the schedule
Yeah.
to everyone.
Yeah, I want to look at it first.
May I make
Okay.
a point of clarification on a yearly schedule?
Go ahead, Commissioner Zucchi.
If we go ahead and we can plan for a yearly schedule, but if it's consistent with what we've been doing under COVID, that assumes the governor's executive orders. Right now, they're scheduled to expire in February, so should they go further, we'll continue to be under them. But once the emergency order expires by the governor, so too does the executive orders that we've been operating under. So we might just need to be flexible whenever that expires.
Correct. However, I think it's safe to assume those would be extended. And additionally, the executive orders, I'm sure as you well know, they offered us some leniency with timing of making decisions and approving or denying applications and taking action. But in terms of our meeting availability, it doesn't change too much. I think that a lot of this telecommunications equipment is here to stay. A lot of people like calling in, like participating remotely. So I don't think that'll change our scheduling too much, unless, you have other thoughts, but, I totally agree.
The one thing that we have to keep in mind is if Alex files a schedule with the town clerk's office and designates the second Tuesday of every month, whatever dates those are, as our regular meeting, at 4:30, if for some reason City Hall opens up after executive orders no longer are extended, then that changes that. If we start having that 7:30, that changes the category of the second Tuesday of the month from being a regular meeting into a special meeting. And the same would hold. Sure. If you submit your schedule.
Yeah.
And the second Tuesday of every month, January, February, March, April, is designated as our regular meeting.
Correct.
At 4:30, and then City Hall for some reason opens up because now we can have them at night. We change it to a 7:30 meeting date.
Correct.
Yeah, then there'll be a special meeting. We'll have to call it a special meeting. So,
This is Commissioner Parkins. I believe that's only if you file with the Secretary of State. If that schedule is filed with the Secretary of State, then that would become the normal business, normal meeting time. I don't think just filing it with the clerk is going to change that special meeting.
I thought that because of it being partially covered by the state statute, that it has to be filed with the state and it has to be filed with the town clerk. And once it's filed, we're locked into the category. We could have a different meeting time after it's filed. It's just that we can't call it the second Tuesday, the special meeting, regular meeting anymore. We have to call it a special meeting.
Correct.
Yeah. So, Mr. Nappy, you want to say something?
Yeah, I believe state statute provides an FOI that January of each year, all of the city agencies have to declare their calendar for that year.
Exactly, yep. So we just might want to think about that as to should we file one for the whole year or not? I mean, if we have to by state statute, we have to. It's working against us in a way, this time only because of the COVID. So, all right, unless there's some other questions about the meeting time, go on to the next agenda item as to comments from the chair and subcommittee chair. The only comment I have at this time is I'd like to offer everyone an enjoyable Thanksgiving. Commissioner Kelly, you have any comments about the downtown subcommittee?
No comments.
Okay, no comments from Commissioner Kelly. Commissioner Amato, do you have any other comments from the zoning subcommittee?
No, I just think that sign meeting was helpful for today's meeting.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Mr. O'Neill, do you have a number of signs that are coming up? Okay, you just, you have to have it set up ahead of time, might be fruitful. Any staff comments? Mr. Rossetti, Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Nappy? Nope. Okay. Final item on the agenda is approval of minutes. Just had a couple of notations on October 14th minutes, right after item number 6 under applications of zoning compliance, where it talked about A 30-minute recess was observed right before that. I think we need to reflect that Commissioner Ticky had to leave the meeting at 10:55. And then following that, continuing with that sentence, a 30-minute recess was observed at 10:55 a.m. and the meeting resumed at 11:25 a.m. with Commissioner Motto in attendance. I think we have to recognize that Commissioner Motto joined us at that particular time. Does anybody have any other comments about the October 14th meeting minutes? Okay. We'll vote on these in a group. The next one is October 21st. I had nothing to add on that particular meeting minutes. Any commissioner have any comments on the October 21st minutes? Okay, and the final one for October 28th. The only comment I had is the item under the public hearing that we had for application 2018, AKD Properties at 32 Andrew Drive. Second paragraph on where the motion above, the paragraph above the motion talks about Attorney Thomas replied to the residents' questions. I think one of the questions that the resident had was about the extension of Andrew Drive, and we need to add that no, Attorney Thomas indicated that no extension of Andrew Drive was to take place. Does any commissioner have any other comments about the 28th minutes?
Madam Chair, I do. Under old business application 20-12, the second paragraph, it indicates that she indicated that the one-way street is not appealing and that the P&Z requested that Santos Plaza widen the area of Petramont Lane adjacent to entrance as a condition if approved. I don't recall us asking for an abutting landowner to do something if this is approved. I could be mistaken, but I don't recall that.
Okay, let me read that over. I indicated that the one-way street is not appealing to the parties. Yeah, I'd have to go back in my notes, Commissioner Parkins, and clarify that myself. I didn't pick that up.
I thought we asked together with Tony Panico that the applicant come up with a plan for the street.
Yeah, I believe you're.
Yeah, we have.
But that was part of that discussion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what we could do is, unless there's anything else, what we could do is definitely approve the minutes for the 14th and 21st, and at the next meeting, bring up about, clarify what was we found about the that particular statement on the October 28th minutes.
Next is, asked if that be
No.
corrected, then?
I have to go back and listen and read my notes. The one thing with this being a Zoom meeting, it's easy to fast forward to that portion of so I can report back to the commission on that. Okay, is there anyone else? Go ahead, Commissioner Parkins.
I just can't imagine us asking an abutting landowner to do something to their property if this is approved, so.
And the applicant for this.
Yeah.
And the applicant.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be more the applicant, not the abutting landowner.
Right.
Okay, so I'll clarify that and report back to the commission. And, so is there anyone that, would like to make a motion to approve the October 14th and 21st minutes as amended? Okay, there's a motion from Commissioner Motto. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second from Commissioner Kelly. And on a roll call vote, Commissioner Kelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Parkins?
I will vote aye for October 21st, but I will abstain, I will abstain from the 21st because I was not present, but I will approve the October 14th.
Okay. All right, and, okay. Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Aye for both, and Commissioner Motto?
Aye.
Aye for both, and the chair votes aye for both. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do have enough of votes to pass both sets of minutes. And the one for October 28th will be clarified, and approval will be on a future agenda. Okay, there being no other items on the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn?
So
Motion to adjourn from Commissioner Kelly, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Motto. Roll call, Commissioner Motto?
Aye.
Commissioner Ticky?
Aye.
Commissioner Kelly? Commissioner Parkins?
Aye.
And chair votes aye, motion's passed 5-0, and our meeting is adjourned as of 5:37. Thank everyone.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Take care.